First topic today, we're gonna get into how we got into gaming. Actually, just did a triple commentary with FPS Disturbed
Yes,
about
yes.
this,
Yep. And
but
on that commentary, if you guys don't hear it as part of the commentary, SonTwisted is in FPS's vagina.
yo, what the fuck? Well, yo, make sure that he cuts that out. It still gets in there, son. What the
Hey,
fuck?
hey, just go to his channel. You'll see he's right in his vagina, bro. Or his
That's
box, as they like to call it.
that's fucking ridiculous.
Hey.
So, so gonna get right into
Mm,
how you got into gaming.
ah, am I gonna start?
Yeah, kick it off.
Okay, well, the version you're gonna hear on FPS's channel, and if you guys don't know of FPS Disturb, you can check my box, aka Vagina, on my channel, and you'll see a link to his channel as well as Sun Twisted's and everyone else's. Um, but as far as gaming started for me, I mean, if we're gonna go back to the very, very beginning, it started for me on wristwatches. Like honestly, I started playing video games on wristwatches. I've always loved watches. And if you guys could see the video I'm recording right now, you'd see my beautiful wristwatch. But anyway, I started on wristwatch gaming, digital wristwatches, and from there it moved on to the actual first console I ever played was the Atari. I believe it was the 2600. Played it at a friend's house, and I believe the first game I ever played was Space Invaders. If it wasn't Space Invaders, it might have been Pong. Um, but I didn't play much of that. I was just in passing. I played at his house once or twice, and that was it. My real first interaction with actually gaming and playing extensively was in the arcades. I started with games like Street Fighter 2, other games like Miss Pac-Man, games that I've never seen anywhere else, like Swimmer and Kangaroo. But that's how it really began for me, was the arcades. There was a local arcade in my neighborhood. It was literally like right outside of my school. So I would not get like instead of like money that I'd get for lunch and things of that nature, I would not spend it on food. I would redeem it for quarters, and I'd go to the arcade after school, and I'd play all day, whether it be Street Fighter or any of the other games that were there at the time. And from that, it moved on to the Nintendo Entertainment System. My mom bought that for me back in probably 1990 or maybe 1991, one of those two. Um, so I started playing on the Nintendo Entertainment System. I had the Nintendo Entertainment combo that came with Mario and Duck Hunt. And that's pretty much where it started. From there, it just escalated to games like Battletoads and Double Dragon and things like that. From there, on the NES, I got a Sega Genesis. I got a Game Boy, got a Nintendo. I'm sorry, not a Nintendo, a Game Gear. I did not have the SNES as my own console, but my cousins had it, so that's how I got to play that a lot. And then from there, the N64, then to the GameCube and original Xbox, and then now the current generation PS3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii. So that's pretty much how it started. Arcades. That's how I began.
For me, it began way back in '84. My cousin got a Sega Master System for Christmas, and he had the original Shinobi, and we just went ape shit for that game and just played it non-stop. And at that point, like all my cousins would come over and play on his shit, and he was the man for having that. So I was like, you know what, fuck that shit. I gotta be the man too. I want me the Nintendo when it's coming out. So 2 years later, when that came out, I got the Nintendo, the triple combo with Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet with the
Yes,
pad and all
yes,
of that.
right.
And we just sat there and just killed Mario and Duck Hunt. Just me and my cousin, my sister, just going in on it.
Mm,
And then around like '92, when Street Fighter was the shit and everybody was going crazy for that, I got my Genesis and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Championship Edition
mm,
and Mortal Kombat and going in on that. And then in about '95, I moved in with my aunt, and my cousin had the Super NES, but he was never home, so he had the Legend of Zelda The Link to the Past, and Super Tecmo Bowl, and Star Fox. I don't know if it's Star Fox Adventures or just Star Fox. And I played the shit out of those three games. Loved them. Fell in love with the Legend of Zelda series. So then, when the N64 came out, I had to get that. Got Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, GoldenEye, F-Zero X, and just went crazy on that. When the original Xbox came out, got that. Played a lot of Halo, Prince of Persia, and then when this generation, after playing Uncharted at your house, I was like, nah, I have to get the fucking PS3, and
Didn't it
got the
start off at what's his name's house though?
who?
Scooter.
Not really, because he was playing a bunch of sports shit. I don't care for that. So it was really playing Uncharted. Like when I played Uncharted, I was like, yo, this is amazing. And you know, and then the fact that Microsoft did the bullshit that they did with that system, so had to skip the Xbox, got the PS3, got Uncharted, loved Uncharted. Infamous came out, loved Infamous. Then I lost my mind when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and then Battlefield, and here we are.
And lost your mind, you did. Now, let me ask you a quick question, just kind of veering off of the original topic of how you got into gaming and everything. Seeing that you've come from such a diverse background in gaming and you played such a diverse variety of titles, how does it feel now, like knowing like the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 full price games that you've purchased were all first person shooters? Doesn't that get really redundant and boring? Like,
Yeah,
as
actually, right now it's real boring playing them. I actually started playing Uncharted again.
hmm
I'm about to get back into Uncharted 2. I'm kind of upset that I sold my Bionic Commando
bad
because I
choice.
because I really feel like playing that right now.
Yeah, I would like to check out that multiplayer again since I wasn't so open minded to it when it first came out.
Yeah, I played a lot of that. That multiplayer is fun as hell in Bionic Commando.
Yeah,
So I don't know, but it's cheap, so it's nothing to get it back again. But
yeah.
yeah, those games are, yeah, fun as hell. Even I gotta finish God of War 3. But yeah, the
hmm
first person shooters are getting boring, and they're getting boring for a couple of reasons. Not just the repetitiveness
hmm
of just running around shooting people,
hmm
but the fact that the the service, as far as the connection, just seems to get worse and worse as the months go by, to the point where you can't even get a full game in. It's like I'm disgusted with it beyond just the game. I'm disgusted with the companies and the practices that they're doing. Like we discussed before, when you made the statement, like maybe they're doing that shit on purpose to kind of so that when they if they decide to put out
The
the
premium
pay yeah,
service.
the subscription online service, they can kind of twist your arm into paying for it, because maybe then they'll put out dedicated servers and actually have proper connections where games don't drop and everything runs smoothly. And then it's like, okay, well, you can stay with the free service and get that shitty service over there, or you could come pay for this and have proper service. So kind of made me think that maybe that is what they're doing, because I don't understand why, as time goes on, it's getting worse, and it should be getting better as time goes on.
Yeah, and you know what? It actually is working because I've heard people say, you know what, I'll be happy to pay a subscription service if it means I could get a few full games in.
Yeah.
So it definitely is working. But nah, I just decided to ask that only because I heard you say that you were getting pretty bored with gaming as a whole. And I was watching FPS Disturbs, not his last video, but the video before that, and he was saying that he was getting bored with video gaming as a whole. And I was thinking to myself, well, if it's one thing I haven't heard any other gamers say is they're getting